Hey, welcome back to Handbuilt. If you're planning to purchase a Shapeoko Pro XXL or you already own one, you're in the right place. I'll show you how to build a simple, sturdy, and functional tabletop workbench like this that will give your Shapeoko Pro the perfect home. Whether you're just getting started with CNCs or looking for a better table to upgrade your setup, this table has you covered. The best part is I designed this table with future upgrades in mind. So you can easily add drawers and cabinets underneath, or you can add an enclosure like this one to keep your workplace neat and quiet. And I'll include a link in the description to the plans for this table if you want to get them for yourself. Follow along and let's get building.
First, we're going to work on the legs. We need 4 legs for this table. And we're going to use lap joints to join them together. So the first thing is to cut them to length. Then you can see here I use the table saw to cut the lap joints, but you can also do this on a sliding miter saw. You just have to set the depth on it so that you don't cut the whole way down through. And you can see I'm doing that here. So I did both methods so I could show you that you can do this multiple ways. You could also do this with a circular saw by hand. You could also use a router. It's just whatever you have available at your disposal. You don't have to use the same tool as I do to get the same results. So for this next part, I clean out the chips. And then I use the sander to flatten it out. You could use chisels if you have chisels. This is how the 2x4 is going to sit in the lap joint. This is going to be the side beams that go across to the legs. Make sure that you set the depth right whenever you set your lap joint. Next, I'm going to be cutting the miters for these beams that go across. You don't have to do this. You could just do a butt joint. But I was trying to be fancy and I cut miters. Honestly, I think it would have looked better if I didn't use miters. Alright, now I'm laying out all my pieces so I have them ready to assemble.
Now that I have everything cut out, I'm going to put it all together. First, I'm going to start by pre-drilling holes in all the miters for the cross members, and then I'm going to lay it out and put it together. Hopefully it goes together fine. The miters seem like they're going to join up pretty good. Yeah, this is a test. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I'm not sure why I said it was a test, but I think I wasn't sure it was going to work. So I started by marking all the spots where I wanted the screws to be. I went ahead and pre-drilled everything so I didn't split any of the wood since it's near the end. Then I pre-drilled 2 holes in each side for the screws so they didn't split the wood. I laid out the connecting pieces and then I took the legs and stood them upright. They're flush with the 2x4 so they stood on their own. So then I clamped them to make sure the miter met up well, and then I put the screws in. You can see I did this for all 4 sides, and then I moved on to doing the top. The top part of the frame went together the same way. And hopefully, if you do it correctly, everything will be nice and square. You can see I cross-checked mine by measuring corner to corner on both sides just to make sure that everything was square. You can see I used a big pipe clamp to pull everything into square, and then I went ahead and put the last screws in. That will complete the frame of your table. Then I added the casters. These casters are unique because they have a rubber foot on the bottom and you can adjust them. So you can adjust them down to the floor to keep everything stable. Next, I used my Bora centipede and I cut out the tabletop. This is pretty straightforward. You just need to make sure that it's the size that you need to fit your Shapeoko on top, or whatever CNC you're building this for.
Alright guys, continue with the CNC table build. I got the MDF cut and laid on top. It's not secured down yet. I put polymer screws all around here so that I can screw from the bottom up into the top to hold it down. Next, I'm going to get some hardwood and put around the outside edge of this. I think I'm going to use poplar because it's cheap, and I have some on hand that I was going to use for another workbench.
Next, I glued and I nailed the poplar on the outside of the MDF just to create a frame. This keeps the MDF from getting dinged up, and I just think it adds to the durability of the top of the table. Then I added a round over the whole way around the top of the table. I wanted to go ahead and put a finish on the tabletop after I got done routing the corners, so I used polyacrylic, and man, it turned out terrible.
Alright guys, I have to admit defeat. The polyacrylic did not look good on here. It actually was blotchy and streaky, and I use polyacrylic to do all kinds of stuff. I mean, I put it over furniture that I paint with chalk paint. I put polyacrylic over stuff all the time and I never have an issue. So this time, since it's MDF, I think that's the issue. It's soaking in the polyacrylic too fast, so I'm going to use some shellac. Alright, take two. Let's see if this does any better. It seemed to go on better. It's looking like it's going to dry a little darker. There's some streaks in it now, but hopefully that dries out. It's alcohol based, and you can definitely tell. To me, it kind of smells like moonshine. I don't know if that sounds familiar to anyone else, but I'm from West Virginia, so I know what moonshine smells like. And that definitely smells like moonshine, because I'm guessing that it's pretty high content of alcohol in that. So, yeah.
I went ahead and put a second coat on it.
I sanded it down with 220. Then I wiped it down with a damp, wet rag with water on it and let it dry for a couple minutes. And then I went ahead and put the second coat of the shellac on it. It's starting to look good. So we'll see if we need another coat. I'm hoping this dries pretty decently and I don't have to do any more.
Well, we didn't need another coat, and it dried beautifully. So next, we put the Shapeoko on top of the table.
Alright guys, thanks for watching. In my next videos, I'll walk you through the assembly of your Shapeoko Pro XXL step by step, or at least how I did mine. So if you're getting ready to put yours together, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on that video. But that's not all. I'm also going to show you how I built this custom enclosure to take this table to the next level. Plus, I'm going to show you how I'm going to go with some clever solutions in the bottom for storage. And if you're ready to create the ultimate setup for your Shapeoko Pro, stick around. There's a lot more to come. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.